Ah, yes. The summer, June the 7th, 1991. Jungle Fever was released, and it was a smash hit with one of the best soundtracks ever for a movie. Spike Lee is coming off of Mo Better Blues, where he worked with Wesley Snipes. Back-to-back movies, now he's worked with Wesley Snipes. This movie has a great cast. Wesley Snipes, Miss Annabella. Spike Lee himself starred in this movie. John Turturro, Mr. Quinn, Halle Berry, Samuel L. Jackson, Ozzie Davis, his wife Ruby Dee. This movie was stacked, and it was amazing. Controversial, very controversial. Now, mixed relations been going on for a while, but you never really seen it on a big screen. In some movies, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and things like that. But this Spike Lee did something different. He invented a culture and a slang terminology, jungle fever. Yo, he or she got that fever. And Flipper, Wesley Snipes' character, has a beautiful wife, a beautiful daughter. He's a black architect in a firm. Dude is balling, doing well, a good family life. He's a little unhappy because he's trying to become partner at his job, and these white boys are not quite letting him fit in just yet, to keep them at bay. But he's trying, and he needs help. They hire a temp to help him out. Miss Annabella comes in as Angie, this beautiful Italian woman. And when you work in the workforce in an office space, I don't care how good your marriage is and things, you spend time after time, hours upon hours with people that you work with. And you develop kinship, feelings, and sometimes a lot of infidelity and cheating goes on in office spaces. That's what happens in this movie. Him and Annabella get really close, where Angie is her character in his name. They're eating dinner, Chinese, late night. She travels way across town. And sometimes he's like, well, you want me to walk you to the bus or the train? Oh, no, I'm cool, I'm independent, it's all right. And one thing leads to another, and one day, late after work, they're staring into each other's eyes. They know a lot about each other, and the attraction is there. She's attracted to his dark, beautiful chocolate melon skin. He's looking at that pale but delicious, milky, white skin. One thing leads to another, and I'm telling you, I told you, Spike Lee loves to film sex scenes. Wesley Snipes looked like this is happening for real. He got up on top of the desk, and he is making passionate love, sex, whatever you want to call it, to Angie. They are going at it. And then boom, they're dating. He's trying to hide everything from his wife. He's not saying anything. He's going out of town, far away from home. They're going out to dinner, walking around the streets, going to parades and carnivals and stuff. I mean, he's really, really liking this girl, right? I think because she's in love with his mind, and because she was there when he quit his job. She said, you know what? You guys are not gonna make me partner. You crackers is tripping. I'm taking my black ass and I'm leaving. Everything on these walls, I created, I've drawn. I'm leaving. I'm out. Matter of fact, Tim Robbins is in this movie with his tall ass. The dude from Shawshank Redemption. He leaves, starts his own firm. Takes Angie with him. And when you're cheating, having a good time, or you're glowing because you're seeing somebody, it really shows in women. When they're happy and they're sexually satisfied, they glow. And Angie's talking to her homegirls over in the hood. Girl, what's going on with you? Who are you seeing? My boy, Paulie likes you. This dude named Paulie had a big crush on Angie. He proposed to her. She turned him down. He's been in love with her for years. She just wasn't ready, wasn't to settle down. She's a typical Italian, taking care of her father, her brothers. She's treated like trash. She's like a housemaid. And Flipper made her feel alive, and that's what she was attracted to. Even if somebody really loved her for who she wasn't feeling it. So she's talking to her homegirls and say, well, who you seeing, girl? Who you messing around with? I met this guy named Flipper. One of the girls said, Flipper? What kind of name is Flipper? Well, he's black. They were all like, what? Yeah, he's black. They're like, oh, why? She goes, well, why not? Nothing wrong with black people, black skin, that beautiful stuff. And they were disgusted. At the same time, Wesley's hanging out with his homeboy Cyrus, which is played by Spike Lee. And he's like, dude, what's up, man? He goes, hey, man, I'm kind of like cheating on my wife with some girl. Like, who? Girl from the job. Like, okay, tell me all about it. Well, she's white. She's Italian. He says, what? That's a megaton bomb. I mean, not only white, but Italian white. We live out here in New York where Italians and blacks hate each other. Dude, what are you doing? And that was the mistake of the couple. They told people they can trust or thought they can trust. Cyrus told his wife in confidence, but Cyrus' wife is good friends with Flipper's wife. So she told her. Angie's so-called best friends blabbed their mouth and got back to Angie's father. Angie comes home for dinner one night and her father's like, are you seeing what I think you're seeing? A black guy? She goes, yeah, he beat her ass. I mean, he beat her ass like a man beats up another man. Flipper comes home from work one night. Well, not really from work. He's hanging out with Cyrus. They're coming home from the park talking. And his stuff is on the ground. He looks up at the second window. His wife is yelling at the top of her lung, you motherfucker, you cheated on me. Throwing his stuff all out on the streets for all to see. Baby, I can explain. You can't explain nothing. There would be no peanuts between us. Get the fuck out. Whoa. So now he's homeless, got to get an apartment. Angie's homeless. She got to find a place to stay. And they move into this apartment together. Then you start seeing the cracks in the relationship because it never was a relationship. It was fantasy. It was curiosity. And it was great sex. But that does not hold a relationship together. He was in love with his wife. And he messed up a really good thing. And throughout this movie, you learn a lot more about Flipper. He has a brother, an older brother, named Gator, who is a full-blown crackhead. He's always popping up throughout the movie, begging for money. He likes to dance and put on a show, make people laugh and smile to get money. Gator has a crackhead girlfriend named Vivian. She's played by Halle Berry. Now, Halle Berry, this is her Hollywood movie debut. This is the first movie that Halle Berry was ever in. And you never know that she was as beautiful as she was because she played a really good crackhead. And later on, as you know, she won Best Actress at the Oscars for Monsters Ball. And one of the first persons she thanked was Spike Lee, because Spike Lee started her career. It was beautiful. Well, like most black men, we invite usually the girl that we're seeing over to the house to meet our parents. Most black parents will accept anybody into their house, whether you're white, Hispanic, Asian, Indian, East Indian, doesn't matter, Guatemalan. Black folks accept everybody. But if you're cheating on your wife, who we love, then we cannot accept a whore into our house, which is what Flipper's father referred to the young lady. Now, he brought her home for dinner. Ruby Dee and Ossie Davis played his parents, and they was trying to be nice as possible, but Ruby Dee's character, his mother, was in love with his wife, Flipper's wife, and the father was a preacher, and it was detestable. You had a whore in our house going against the sanctity of marriage, and I can't eat with whoremongers. Got up and left the table. So that went horribly wrong. Of course, she could not invite him over to her house because her daddy would probably shoot his ass along with her. Then there's a subplot. The guy, Paulie, who was in love with Angie, go to the store every day to buy paper. The lady that works there is black. he started having a crush on her and asked her out. She was very hesitant at first, but eventually Paulie was attracted to a black woman and went out on a date with her. It was cool. It was real cool. And then again, people found out he was dating a black woman, got his ass beat by his so-called friends. And it's funny because his friends always look at that black woman and go, man, look at her. She's beautiful, great ass. I want to, black men want Italian men would love to sleep with a black woman. They just don't want nobody to know. They can't do it in public. But secretly, they all have all these fantasies about black women. But when Paulie finally got some of that tasty chocolate, his friends turned on him and beat his ass. This movie's a trip, man. It's very, very violent. And there's another subplot because Flipper's missing his daughter. He can only see her when he walks her to school, walks her home from school, because before he cheated, he always took her to school. She was used to that. And his wife is like, look, you can see your daughter, but I can't be around you, Flipper. You hurt me. She's very light-skinned. Her mom was white, her father was black. She goes, I got teased all the time. They called me white nigga, Carjo, Lotto, mulatto, all these names because I was light-skinned. I wasn't black enough, I wasn't white enough. And here you are cheating on me with a white woman. How could you do that to me? You know I'm already messed up in the head from what my parents did. Movie is deep, yo. This movie is deep. And Gator keeps coming over to his parents' house while his father's not there, begging for money. Sometimes he even robs his mom, goes through her purse and takes money. He's becoming more and more violent as the crack epidemic is taking over him. Flipper and his girl Angie are out on a date. They're walking down the street. Cops pull him over, ask him, are you okay, ma'am? I'm fine. I'm with my lover. He says, look, don't say that shit. Look, cops, she's lying. She's lying. He finally told her later, don't ever say that to the cops. You're trying to get me killed? They hate us. And they hate us with people who look like you. And she's like, oh, what? Man, she was falling in love, dude. She don't see color. She was tripping. She gave up her whole family behind Flipper. It was bad. One time he took her out to dinner. This was funny. At this restaurant, and Queen Latifah is also in this movie. She plays a waitress, and she's visually disturbed by Flipper bringing in a white woman on the black side of town. Took her to this black restaurant, and she's rude, like, hello, can I take your order? Yes, yeah. He's like, look, you're kind of rude. I want to see your manager. She's like, whatever. Look, woman, you are a waitress. Your job is to wait. Wesley was clowning, but she was like, fine. Threw the paper in his face. It's fine. Talk to my manager. I don't care. You and your tired ass. Queen wasn't having it. And they're slowly but surely starting to grow further and further apart. Then Gator finds out where Flipper and his new girl lives, shows up over there begging for money. And he's begging from his new white girl. You must got money. You rich, right? Because there's no way he'll leave this fine ass black woman for you unless you got some money. Come to find out that wasn't the case. Flipper is growing unease. He realizes he's not in love with this white woman, Italian woman. He wants to go home to his wife. He misses his daughter. And he's spinning out of control. Things are getting worse. Then he finds out that his crackhead brother is bothering his parents to the fact that he came over and stole their brand new TV. He goes, Mom, I will go find the TV. Don't tell father, I will get it. He travels down the street and goes into the Taj Mahal, this abandoned apartment complex or whatever it was, where all the crack addicts hang out. Crackheads everywhere. He's in there with his girlfriend, Vivian. Yo, Gator, what did you do with the TV, man? Oh, man, what did you do with the TV? Oh, man, this is the TV right here, man. I'm smoking the motherfucking TV, okay? I sold the TV to get some crack. I am a crackhead. Tell mama, he starts crying. Tell mama, I'm a crackhead. Her oldest son, Gator, is a crackhead, and I sold that TV. He's like, dude, fuck you. You're no longer my brother. Fuck you. And Vivian's like, eat me, motherfucker. And he's like, bitch, shut up. So he's pissed off. Things are getting worse and worse and worse. Angie and Flipper are at odds. She tries to go back home to her father. He finally lets her back in. And Flipper tries to go home to his wife. And she's still not feeling it, but she's trying to let him have a relationship with his daughter. And there was a scene earlier in the movie when all these black women got together and started talking about men. Probably my favorite scene of the whole movie is a roundtable discussion about how black women feel about black men. And I'm telling you, it's riveting. Some of the best stuff written for the big screen ever. It's really, really, really good. Flipper is looking for Gator again, but Gator comes over to his parents' house and he's out of control. He confronts his father, starts dancing. Yeah, Daddy, give me that money. Something horribly happens. It's a family tragedy and it's sad. The movie takes a wide turn and it's horrible, man. But in the end, love and family prevails. Flipper's wife does let him come home. In the beginning of the movie opens up with him making passionate love to his wife. The movie closes with him making love to his wife. But once they finish, she rolls over, she goes, "You can't stay here. It's gonna take me some time, but you can't stay here right now." So slowly but surely, she's cracking down the walls and letting him back in. And with the crack epidemic, he's walking his daughter to school. They see crackheads walking down the street, and he has a vision of a crackhead coming up to him asking him for a sexual favor, and it's his daughter in the future who's grown. He looks down at his young daughter and grabs her, goes, "No!" It's a sobering moment, but Spike Lee always ends his movies on a cliffhanger and a strong message. This movie was dealing with interracial relationships, infidelity, and the crack epidemic that was going on in the late 80s, early 90s. Jungle Fever is an incredible film. The soundtrack is solely done by the great Stevie Wonder. Every song on this album was a hit. You hear him throughout the movie. The movie opens up. It's one of the best openings I've ever seen. He uses street signs to do everybody's name and stuff, and the music is playing. It's very colorful. Very, very smooth opening for this movie. It's another big hit besides Jungle Fever was a song called These Three Words. And I'll never forget that song because that's the song that was playing in the background when Angie's father beat her severely for dating a black man. And the movie will leave you speechless. It's well acted, well directed. Spike Lee is amazing in this movie. He does his famous dolly shot with him and Spike walking down the street, and they're talking. And even though Spike, Cyrus's character, ratted him out to his wife, and his wife, he says, "Look, man, why did you tell your wife? Dude, it's my wife. I can talk to her about anything." He said, "Dude, I told you to tell nobody. Nobody. I mean, nobody. Dude, you got me fucked up. You got me divorced. You got me kicked out of my house, man." And Spike's character, Cyrus, was like this, my bad, man. It was laughing, but he was serious. And Wesley was getting mad at him. He says, "Look, dude, nobody told you to fuck that white woman and cheat on your wife." And Flipper was like, "Yeah, you got a point." So this movie is about brotherhood, sisterhood, family. One side of the streets crossing over to the other side of the tracks, trying something new. Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, mixing it up. You don't do that. Italians hate blacks. Blacks hate Italians. And on the East Coast, that's just the way it is, man. But Jungle Fever, I remember being in college, and June 7th, opening day, me and all of my college homies, we all went to the theater to go check this out. Back then, we was going to the drive-in, so we bring our own food, bring some lawn chairs. It was a bunch of brothers and the sisters going to see this movie, man. It was cool. It was funny watching all the black women's reaction watching this movie. It's like, It's a tough watch if you're a black woman. This movie is really, really deep. But It deals with a lot of social issues, and it's a great film. I love Jungle Fever. Have you seen it? If not, be sure to check it out. And be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends, and more importantly, leave your comments down low. If I offend you, then you don't understand me. But if I inspire you, you will learn to love me. Peace. Yo, it's just my point of view. Hello. Now, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Without you, there's no me. And do us a favor, stop by the website at www.blacktastic.net and pick up some merchandise. Get yourself a hat or pick up a t-shirt. It's things like that that help keep the channel going. And also, feel free to leave a donation on the home page at www.blacktastic.net. Thank you all so much. Again, you make this so much fun. Without you, there's no me. Until next time, see you later.